everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video you'll be able to see some of what I got up to while I was volunteering for a couple of weeks recently at Te Paranui Farm Sanctuary. I was there from the 22nd of September until about the 4th or 5th of October, and it was a lovely time of year to be there because obviously it was spring, so there were some baby animals such as calves, including a calf called Olive. She often wore a blue waterproof coat with little daisies on it, and she visits rest homes, which is pretty amazing and a great advertisement for the sanctuary. So the sanctuary actually has some animals which are looking for homes, including their cats and some of their calves who have reached 2 months old. I think the 1 month old calves are a little bit too young to leave just yet, but there are about 10 or 11 cats looking for homes, and I got to know them quite well while I was there and made friends with one in particular. He or she was a black cat with a little white bow tie, and this little cat was so friendly. They would always come up to me and say hello and want a pat, so I absolutely loved that one. There was also a really sweet little grey cat who was very shy, and it was only towards the end that this little cat, I think it was a girl, dared to approach me, and I had a big bucket of water to clean the cattery with, and she came up and thought that the water looked lovely and clean, I guess, so she had a sip, but then darted away again when I started to move. And she apparently has a little, I think it's a son who's more of a tabby. So if you're in the market for a new member of your family, a feline member of your family, do feel free to contact Te Paranui Farm Sanctuary and find out a little bit more about their cats. There's also, I'll list some of the other animals for you. There's wild pigs, one wild baby goat who was shot in her back during a cull up one of the valleys near Picton. Honestly, there were so many characters among these animals. One of the goats in particular, he was a white goat, and I would go in there with some rabbit pellets, and when he was in there, he would hang out with the sheep, and as soon as he saw me approaching, he'd come up and try to butt the pellets out of my hands. And one time he successfully managed to get me to scatter a whole little container full on the grass, and he set about nibbling them. So I always had to be quite clever and plan ahead when I was trying to edge around him to feed the chickens. I feel like I really bonded with the rabbits. They were very sweet, and I love the turkeys as well, especially observing their psychology and how they interacted socially with each other, especially around feeding time. There was quite a bit of bullying and pecking going on, and it was clear there's a bit of a hierarchy. But yeah, the animals were all really interesting and just really sweet, especially some of the calves. They were very inquisitive and very, very sweet. And then we had quite a nice accommodation with painting on the wall of a donkey. Hi guys, so this is the inside of the little cabin that I'm staying in while I'm volunteering on Te Paranui Farm Sanctuary. I'm working like 5 to 6 hours a day, so I feed the animals morning and night, and then there's other little jobs. Put fresh hay down in the calf shelter, clean out the calf's water, and then refill, sweep and mop the boot room or dog area, and then I just cleaned it with, I just tidied it up. And I've been looking after a greyhound as well. She was a real sweetie. She was called Tara, and she actually has just gone off to a foster home today, and I actually really miss her. She was like my best friend here. But there are possibly other volunteers arriving soon, and yeah, so that will be interesting. Hopefully they're vegan as well, and we can learn each other's stories and inspire each other, hopefully. So fingers crossed, to see how it goes. Hey, don't eat my hair. I feel such a creep like holding this at people. How long have you been volunteering at the sanctuary for?
Almost a week now. I arrived last Monday.
What would you say has been the highlight so far?
I think what's special here is that a lot of the animals trust humans. Like you can see from that they take good care of them, because even the birds, like, they come to you and sit on your hand and stuff. So I think that's quite rare actually. So yeah, that's like one of the things I really like.
I noticed that with the sheep as well, because usually sheep are quite scared of humans, but these ones, a lot of them are just really confident. And they're happy for you to pet them, which is lovely.
Yeah, also the calves, like, I was really surprised when they came up to us. Like, I mean, I think it's quite natural that they're curious about us and what we're doing, but that they are also like to be petted and stuff. So I think that's like really cool.
Do you have a favourite animal?
Favorite animal? I do like the calves. Like, they're pretty cute, like pretty freaking cute.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite animal, like, just in general, would be the cats. Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I love cats. It's just they're so cute.
Do you have a favourite cat?
Oh, I have two actually. Like, there's one tiny black one, and he or she, I'm not sure, has a little white, like.
Yes, it's like a little bow tie. Yeah. That's my favourite cat too.
And like, he's so cute.
He's so friendly.
When I first met him, I sat down like this, and he came into my lap, and I was like, oh my god. And the other one is a bit like naughty.
Is he the same one that tries to squeeze out the gap and climb the bird cage? Yeah, he's funny. Yeah. The cats are actually up for adoption if anybody wants to adopt them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we strongly recommend the black one with the white bow tie.
He's really cute.
Could you describe a typical day at the sanctuary?
So we start working at 8, and we first feed the dogs. One of us is feeding the pigs, and then I'm usually doing like the cats and the birds because I like them.
Yeah.
And you're doing the rabbits and chickens.
Yeah.
So we like clean the water, give them new food, clean out their, like, the aviary and the, like, their, not cages, but the enclosure they're in. Then we do the horses and the donkeys. They get some hay and we scoop out their poo as well. And then we usually feed the turkeys and the goats, clean the calf shed, which was a lot of work.
Yeah. Okay, and what was a difficult moment on the sanctuary?
Like, I think physically it was unloading the hay. It was like falling apart and down on the floor, so that was quite hard. And it was heavy as well, so yeah, that was like physically exhausting. And
I think sort of dealing with some of the rubbish as well.
Yeah. For me especially, that was difficult because I'm from Germany and we do separate our trash, and it was quite hard for me to just throw everything into this one container. How can you recycle it?
Welcome to New Zealand. Hopefully we up our game soon. So would you recommend for other people to volunteer at the sanctuary?
Yes, for sure. Like, try and help in any way.
Exactly. Yay, thank you for that. As you can see, it's a very windy day. All the animals are very agitated and we're trying to do our jobs as quickly as we can. The dog has actually jumped the fence to this little enclosure. Once again, I've already taken him out once today, I'll show you. He's eyeing up the cats. I was inside the cattery and aviary at this point, and Benji was eyeing up the rabbits opposite, and one of them had jumped into the yard through a little hole that they'd dug under their enclosure, which I assume they're allowed to do because they're doing it all the time. Hi guys, so I've got all of this poo from the dog's yard that Neele just picked up, and I'm just going to dispose of it. So as you can see, it's very windy day.
Thank you. Well then.
How what?
Well, there's no more poo in there, so I don't know.
Maybe we could go look over the paddock.
Yeah, wait, I was just...
Oh my god! It might be long enough for you.
Yeah.
Then you do this once. Now you're the star.
Wait, I was just like...
Neele is the star of the show, and second is Benji. Thank you very much for watching this video, everyone. We'll end by showing you some of the homemade bread and soup that I made and inside of the kitchen. So stay tuned if you want to see what I got up to and packed in once I left Te Paranui. See you in the next video. Ka kite!